In this tutorial, we'll show you some shortcut keys in Sage Accpac ERP that can make your job easier and more productive. So let's jump right in and take a look. We'll start with the function keys, and we'll use the AP invoice entry screen as an example. Let's start with F1. No matter where you are in Sage Accpac, hitting F1 brings up the help system. And as you can see here, the help screen that appears will be specific to the form that you have open. Next on our list is the F4 key. F4 opens a pop-up calendar whenever your cursor is sitting in a date field. So let's tab over to a date field, hit F4, and there's the calendar. And now the F5 key. F5 opens the Finder screen from any field that displays the magnifying glass icon. So let's go to the Distribution Set field, for example, and hit F5, and there's the Finder window. Next is the F7 key. F7 performs the function of the Go button, so let's demonstrate this on the Transactions tab of the Vendor Activity form. We'll make a selection, then hit F7, and now you can see the resulting data for this record. Again, it's the equivalent of clicking the Go button. And now F9, the final function key. We'll go to the AP invoice entry form to demonstrate the F9 key. F9 pops up the zoom screen for any field that displays the zoom icon, which are the little triangles that you see next to the batch number, vendor number, and remit to fields on this form. But we're not finished with the F9 key. F9 also opens the detail form when you're working in a detail grid. So let's move down to the grid, select a line, and hit F9, and up pops a screen that displays all of the fields for the detail line on one screen. This works with forms in AP, AR, order entry, purchase orders, and other modules with forms containing detail grids. Now let's take a look at some Alt key shortcuts. Have you noticed that in many Windows programs, including Sage Accpac, field names and labels often have one letter underlined? The underlined letter is the Alt key combination for making the selection or action, and if you don't see any underlined letters, often hitting the Alt key will make them appear. Let's use some Alt key combinations to open the tabs on the invoice entry form. The Tax tab shows an underlined X, so we'll try Alt X, and it works. And we'll try Alt O for the Totals tab, and Alt P for the Optional Fields tab. The great thing here is that you don't need to memorize these shortcuts because the combination key is underlined. Also, notice that the buttons along the bottom of the form also have Alt key shortcuts, Alt S, Alt D, etc. And note that detail lines can also be deleted using Alt D. Now let's take a look at a few additional shortcuts for navigating within data entry forms. We'll demonstrate using the vendor form and start with page up and page down. With your cursor in the vendor number field, page up and page down move one record at a time. However, control page up and control page down jump us to the first and last records. Try this out on other forms as well. Here's the order entry form where I can navigate through order numbers using these shortcuts. While most users know that the Tab key moves you from field to field, many are not aware that Shift Tab moves you in the opposite direction. And we'll wrap things up by going back to the detail grid on the invoice entry form. You can start a new detail line by hitting the Insert key. And finally, you can open the calculator by hitting the plus key when your cursor is in an amount or quantity field in any module. So to recap, learning to use shortcut keys can make your job easier and more productive. So the next time you log into Sage Accpac, go ahead and try a few of these out. Well, that's it for this tutorial. Bye for now.